Hey guys, I just got to my best friend's house. Finally got my 30 6 months later after they told me that it was just Forgiato taking too long. But I'm about to get into the story of what really happened. They try to say I was just overreacting, that, it was just me, I was tripping, I was being impatient, I was being a typical girl. So let's get into the story. So I told him go ahead and order them. I tried to deposit the money into his account, but they wouldn't accept cash deposits. It would have to be a cashier's check, which I had cash, and the banks were closed at that time. He told me 8 to 10 weeks, sometimes sooner. So at first, MoneyGram flagged it as fraud. So I just told him to say that he was my boyfriend, so they'd let him get the deposit. That should have been my first red flag. God was definitely trying to block it from me, trying to save me, obviously. So he ended up going to like another location and picked the money up. I sent him the receipt, and then he said that he got the money, so he confirmed that he received it, the $8,000. Eventually, we talked about ordering tires, but I ended up finding them cheaper online on eBay. And he wanted the whole amount up front, which was like kind of weird to me, but whatever, that could be standard. But I asked him about a receipt and like how long it would be on June 21st. He told me that he'd get me a receipt and said that they told him that the rims would take about 6 to 8 weeks. He told me that I normally only get a receipt after I paid the whole amount in full and I received the rims. Then I sent him another $500 on Cash App on July 6th. He confirmed he got that. On July 9th, I asked how many more weeks. He said he'll check in the morning. 2 days later, he responds saying it's in progress and says it hasn't been 6 weeks yet. So on August 17th, I asked him for an update. He said he'll check tomorrow. On August 22nd, 5 days later, I asked for an update because I didn't hear nothing back. He sends me a screenshot of his business partner stating he'd be ready end of August, beginning of September. At this point, he hadn't even ordered the rims yet, so he was basically just BSing me like the whole time. I told him that I wasn't trying to get finessed. He said he wouldn't do me like that, and so I left it off. Like I wasn't trying to believe that he actually like finessed me. So then on September 20th, I asked for an update the same day. I said, I hope I ain't being finessed. And he was like, I wouldn't do that again. Same thing. I told him that I was worried about Classic. He said that he was told this month, which was September at the time. He sent me a screenshot saying that they were in finishing. I asked him about his business partner because I knew him from back in the day. He used to come up to the shop that I worked at in Atlanta. I asked if he knew that the rims were for me. He said no. And then he said it was like that he wasn't from Georgia or something like that. I don't know. It's weird. This was on September 24th that I asked about him. I asked if he could see how much longer. I texted him again. He said his business partner will let him know. Mind you, anytime I've ever asked for an update, I'm just like cool as fuck. And I'm laid back like, hey, do you have an update? Blah, blah. I just want to make sure like things are okay. Like things are, not behind or anything like that. And every time I would have to text him back for another update because the first time I would ask, he wouldn't respond. So, like, I would ask him for an update and he'll be like, oh, I'll check. Or sometimes he doesn't respond. And then I'll have to text him again for another update, like days later, like, hey, did you ever check for an update? And then he might respond then at that point. September 26th, I said, okay, it's been 14 weeks. What's going on? I still didn't get a receipt for anything. He tells me he knows how long it's been. He starts to get annoyed and said that they always say that time frame. And at this point, the rims still haven't been ordered. I tell him that I only have 2 months to get my car done, so I'm worried about Classics, so I'm stressed out. And he said it's crunch time. He'll be on it tomorrow. They're just moving slow. He said it's in coding in the last step. So I was like, okay, cool, they're almost done. On September 27th, I say, let me know what they say. I didn't get a response from him. And then September 28th, I tell him I need a date and a receipt. Like, I need something. He's like, oh, you starting to act like this is your first set of wheels that you ordered. And so now he's trying to downplay it. He's trying to gaslight me, like, oh, it's just me, like, or it's just you. You're just tripping, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you can't even give me a receipt or a date. Literally. He said, you think I'm capping and didn't order your wheels? Trust me, I'll be glad when they're done. I can't give you a date. I said I was worried. At this point, I didn't want to believe that he was like stealing from me, and my friends are all telling me that he finessed me. Like literally everybody, even Facebook. My Facebook friends were literally telling me that like whoever I got my rims from finessed me. It doesn't take that long. Even other rim shops were telling me I need to go get a lawyer. I was really in denial this whole time. It's everybody else that really had to like wake me up. Like, I'm not naive, but I just didn't think a friend of that long could do this to me and put on like such a good act. He said he can't give a receipt until they're done and I have the product and it's paid in full. Then he says that he'll get his business partner to get a receipt. Never got a receipt. I said I wasn't trying to come at him any type of way. I just didn't want to get finessed because I'm a girl. He said he was building a box Chevy for another girl so she didn't get played and sent me screenshots. He told me to stop listening to everybody and to just ignore other people. I was like, well, you've got to communicate more. And he told me no point and keep telling me the same info. He said he was waiting on a better update. He said that Forgiatos and MTW are slower than any other company, that mine are a custom uncommon build. On October 1st, I reached out to his business partner for an update. He tells me that he didn't know that the rims were for me. Then the next thing I know, so-and-so makes a subliminal post about me on his Facebook about me going behind his back and he won't do business with me again because I asked his business partner for an update because I literally couldn't get any answers. So I texted him to talk about it. I said if he had a problem, he could just come to me. I told him he didn't give me a real time frame. If he would have said 6 to 8 weeks, but realistically, it took 6 to 8 months, then I would have understood. That would have been better business than to just downplay stuff and like just BS me the whole time, and I have to keep asking for updates. He said because I went to Facebook asking how long 4Gs take that it was childish AF. He said he can post what he wants. He didn't tag my name, that I'm not special. I said okay, but the post was about me. That's why he deleted my comment. I called him twice to talk about it because I didn't want to go back and forth with him over text. When I called him twice, he said to stop blowing up his phone. I said I called twice, chill. I never called you besides that. I explained he would feel the same way if he sent all the money up front and didn't get a receipt or proof or nothing. He said, you don't have to keep texting me, I'll let you know. He said, I'm not that important to make a post about, so pipe down. I told him stop making posts about me, and I told him to send me my money back then. He blocked me October 2nd over text and one of my Facebooks. At this point, I'm talking to his business partner on Snap asking for a receipt or a refund. He said he's waiting on a response from his rep that there's no refunds. They have no control over build times and that so-and-so will let me know. I asked for a receipt. He says he'll give me one when they're paid in full and when they send a picture of the rims. I told him I need a receipt for what I paid for. I worked at a rim shop, so I know how it goes. He says, oh, the invoice showing the deposit? I said I want the receipt showing what I paid to Forgiato. I kept pressing him, like asking him over and over, like I just need a receipt. He kept ignoring me. I told him I knew they ordered late or not at all. I was like, just show me where you ordered the rims. At this point, they both started avoiding me, and so I was like, okay, well, I'll just report you for money transfer fraud then to the FBI, and then I'll just take you to court. And then my friend ended up calling and told so-and-so that too. And he was like, just tell Tristan, like, you know, you spent her money and just be honest. And so he was like, oh, you know how Tristan is. I didn't spend her money, blah, blah, blah. But my friend was like, no, because I'd be like the same way if I sent you all the money and, you know, I didn't have my rims for 6 months either. At this point, I was in the middle of getting a new car, so I didn't have time to go back and forth all the time as much as I wanted to. And the hurricane was going on, so I was really worried about my family. Also, during the 6 months, I had so much going on, so I didn't have enough time to, like, either go down there, like, keep checking on them or whatever. I was getting a new car in July, I think it was, and then my sister died in September. The hurricane was like in the summer or something. And then I found out like right before Classic that my friend had died 2 years ago, and like nobody told me. I literally I found out like the week of Classic. So I was like really sad, and like I thought she just wasn't responding to me, but she just like literally passed away. So I was like really heartbroken about that. November 7th, I asked a couple of my friends to call Forgiato and that I knew they were rim shops and to check on the rims to see if they were actually ordered. I ended up reporting Forgiato to the BBB to see if I could get a response, but I never got a response. November 14th, it's like I literally spent $9,000 with him and he blocked me. So I made a post on Facebook because I felt like I was getting no answers, no communication. I was blocked. They were avoiding me, everything. One of my friends on Facebook asked me for both of their names, like out of nowhere. Came back with a bunch of info, some of which I didn't even post. I really held back on that one. And then one of so-and-so's friends actually messaged me and was like threatening me about posting him on Facebook and stuff. So I ended up hitting up my friend to check for me through Forgiato, and because I knew he sold 4Gs, he's also a shop that he thought that I was getting finessed to. So when I talked to my friend, he was like, he just ordered 30s and they were ready in 44 weeks. He called me like right after the holiday to tell me like nothing was on back order. There shouldn't have been any issues. But he was like, he couldn't really do much without an order number. And he was like, so there's no reason my rim should have took 6 months and they should be done. And he was like, you should just end up getting a lawyer, honestly. And I was like, yeah. And I told him, because he was like, why don't you just ask? And I was like, I was blocked, so I couldn't ask for updates. And then I have friends reaching out to so-and-so, asking about a date for the rims. Then eventually he ended up sending each of them a pic and said that they'd be ready for the weekend of Classic or the week after. The day of Thanksgiving, I contacted his business partner to ask about my rims, and he said that they're ready, that so-and-so will contact me. So I went on my other Facebook, and I messaged so-and-so about where I could pick up my rims. He never responded. The next thing I know, instead, he made a post about me on Facebook, about my rims being in, and was talking about me in the comments, and he was saying for people to message me to let me know that my rims were ready, that he didn't scam me or whatever, and that it was all me. And like he was like talking about me in the comments and everything, and I had like random people like messaging me and everything saying like my rims were ready, but he still hadn't like contacted me or anything. Yeah, so they were like, most people were like dragging me in the comments or whatever, and he was like, he didn't want to tag my name because he didn't want to hype my name up. And I mean, a lot of people were like dragging me, saying like, oh, girls are just impatient, saying she's obviously never ordered customized rims before. You should have just kept her rims. Like, yeah, we knew you were a good business person. And oh, like my rims took a year, blah, blah, blah. I did appreciate the people who stuck up for me, saying like, oh, you should have just inboxed her, bro. This is bad business to bash customers, and like, why not just message her and let her know like where to pick up the rims or, whatever. So it's like, that was nice. And it's like, what legit business bashes a customer on social media instead of like trying to fix the issue? Which he originally started making a post about me on Facebook. I didn't go to Facebook first. He did. He was like making subliminals and statuses about me and stuff like that. So he just does subliminals and I'm direct with it. But his subliminals made my page go viral even without even posting my name. So who's really the nobody? And it's like, I don't care that he made a post, but he still never responded to me till this day about my rims. He responded to my best friend who went and picked up my rims, and which so-and-so said that I needed to be on FaceTime because he didn't trust me. And I'm like, okay, when did I steal your money? I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't lie. So my best friend ended up picking up the rims. I told him ask about a receipt. So-and-so was like, oh, get it from my business partner. Here we go again. So I hit him up on Snap and I was like, hey, could I have a receipt, And he was like, oh, did you get your rims? And I was like, yeah. And he blocked me. Surprise. So both of them ended up blocking me on literally everything, like Facebook, Snap, whatever, text, whatever. I was blocked like completely. So I still never got a receipt from them. So I had to take matters into my own hands, and I had a friend call Forgiato and get an invoice. Now, I don't know about you guys, however, Forgiato told us that the rims were placed on August 26th, but not even officially. That's more than 2 months after I paid him June 15th, right? So, but he didn't even make a payment on the rims until October 1st of $2,000, which it says in the receipt. So, like, the rims weren't even started until October 1st. So, the rims were made on time. There was no delay. It was him. He was literally the issue. And so I'm just like, I ended up asking my friend, like, can you order the rims like without making the payment? He was like, it just depends who you were, but usually they won't start it until you pay. So I paid him June 15th of $9,000. The total was $9,500. I didn't pay him the $500 until I picked up my rims. My rims weren't ordered until October 1st with a payment of $2,000, and I gave him all the money except, like I said, the $500. So it took him 4 months to order my rims like officially. And then he paid the rest of the payment for the rims on November 18th, which was right before Classic. So yeah, he did take my little $9,000, spent it on his little truck so he could go to Classic, and I ended up missing out on Classic. I mean, I had fun, but I wasn't able to like mount the vehicle up that I was gonna do. Yeah, so he didn't end up ordering my rims until 4 months later. So as you can see, nothing was complicated or custom about my rims. They're pretty basic, a regular, set, whatever, nothing crazy. It's all just like basic, nothing extra. You know what I mean? So all that about, oh, Forgiato taking too long, it's them, it's not me. No, it was really him. It was him. He's just, he lied about it. They really only took 6 weeks to make. He just didn't pay all of it until November 18th. And it's like, I don't even know exactly when they were ready. They could have been ready a little bit before that. So it's like, that's still 6 weeks at most, not no dang 6 months. It's like, yeah, he made me miss Classic, but I feel like God still made a way for me. It's like I had so much fun at Classic, and I have friends around me that made sure I have fun. I had somebody to do my doors with something simple, and ended up being like, really loud. Shout out to B Styles. And everybody was just giving me compliments on my doors. It's like I ended up networking with people that are like super known, have really large, followings, whatever, big names in the car world. So it's just like, even though I didn't get to have my rims on my vehicle that I wanted to do, a first in the world. It's like I got to drive other people's cars, so I had a blast. I had a blast with everybody that I went with. So it's like while he was trying to block my blessings, God still made sure I had a good time and blessed me. So it's like, and it's crazy because it's like if he would have just came to me and been honest about it, like, hey, I did spend your money, I was trying to re-up it, but it's going to take me a little bit longer. I would have been mad, yeah, but like we could have talked about it. We could have worked through it, and we could have like, moved forward. And I would have just been like, okay, we'll order the rims when you can. You know what I mean? Like I would have understood. But the fact that you try to like drag me through Facebook and you try to blame it on me and gaslight me and act like, oh, it's just her, she's just tripping. No, it wasn't. It was all you. Like, I don't know. That's crazy. So it's like I work hard for my money. I don't steal. I don't finesse. I pay my own bills. I'm a pretty honest and understanding person. So it's like we've been friends since like 2016. So like I said, I was in denial this whole time. I couldn't believe he had did that. I really believed it was Forgiato. So it's like everybody else had to like basically wake me up, And it's just sad because it's like what he did for a petty 9,500. And you ruined your reputation. I would never do business with either one of them again. But I guess that's what you get for doing stuff with a backyard LLC, And it's just like, I get everybody has ups and downs, and, everybody has broke days, rich days, but like Building a car at what cost? My integrity? No. But as you can see, people like to put on a front for social media, but not at the cost of my integrity. And, you know, I didn't name them because I don't want to hype their name up.
What they say, hear it all when they talk about me.
We can't even tell y'all what these going on. You already see? Look, hey, look at the L. Fuck you.
What they say, I don't care now, I'ma do me. What they say, loud and clear. What they say, I don't care now, I'ma do me. Hear 'em talk, let 'em talk. Real things sturdy in the BS walks. Stand up guy won't see me fall. Stay in the cut, won't see me ball. Cause I'm low key, and they think they know me. Like a 30-30, try to dig in this OD. I just let them type what they type, they don't own me. Everything is earned around here, you don't owe me. What they say, hear it all when they talk about me. What they say, I don't care now, I'ma do me. What they say, loud and clear. What they say, I don't care now, I'ma do me. Bills in my blue jeans, in the pocket, like they Drew Brees. Talking who's who, they like who's me. Grass is green, it just depend on how the view scenes. I don't do teams, I review teams. I'm gonna do team, heard you play for 2 teams. We not the same, no, we in 2 leagues. Take 1 loss, start looking for new teams. Let me say this, you can't make money if you never take risks. Gotta take L's if you wanna get wins. Simple talking 101, basic as it gets.
All summer, the pussy wagon. They see this blue motherfucker? It's gonna be a dildo on the sunroof, and we're gonna have a motherfucking vibrator. Drop down and do a split on that bitch, cause this a unicorn, baby.
Let me say this, can't make money if you never take risks. Gotta take L's if you wanna get wins. Simple as a 101, basic as it gets. What they say, hear it all when they talk about me. What they say, I don't care now, I'ma do me. What they say, loud and clear. What they say, I don't care now, I'ma do me. Hear you loud and clear cause you talk a lot. Doesn't bother me a bit, I just walk it out. Long as that big body test in the parking lot, I'ma skirt out the parking lot. What they say, hear it all when they talk about me. What they say, I don't care now, I'ma do me. We on the way, we came to play. Yeah, we came to play, we on the way. You know, yeah, we on the way, we came to play. Alright now, we came to play, we on the way. Like right now, on the track, man, get it back, man. In the fast lane, with my feet up. Remember bad days, when no cash came. Check the bag, man, see the re-up. Never bought me, always fresh, had to get it off the raps. Now I'm on a trip with my little ones. Keep it coming, we the best, I can never look a mess. I impressed and I watch the paper still come. We on the way, we came to play. Yeah, we came to play, we on the way. You know.
Hey guys, so I just came back from seeing my rims. I absolutely love them. Told the story on what happened or whatever. I'm supposed to find a new load in the morning. I'm in Atlanta, so I'll just, find out in the morning where I'm going next. What's today? Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't know, I'll be home Friday for the weekend, so only 2 weeks until Christmas. This is crazy. Christmas is coming up so fast, and I haven't even done any shopping because I had to pay for that stupid dang root canal, so that threw me off. And then I just been everything been going on. And shout out to my best friend Kai for going and grabbing my rims and smoothing things over, getting stuff done for me. I really appreciate it. Hey guys, so I just kind of sat down. I ordered me some food or whatever after I left my best friend Kai's house. So I got some steak, some corn, plantains, and some mashed potatoes. They didn't have steak sauce, so I was kind of mad, and they forgot my fruit punch, but life goes on. Hopefully it'll taste just as good as it looks.
Hey, run me back.
I'm in my dome, sliding through Lauderdale. Squatted unassisted, giving straight hell. Have a motor under the hood, but I'm coasting. Hoes.
Okay, so steak is like, I say, I don't know. It's like ever since I learned how to make steak, well, not learn how to, but I just made my own steak. Like, the way I make steak is so good. So everybody else's steak, I'm like real picky on. But basically, it's like Caribbean steak. It's decent. They didn't have any steak sauce, which this definitely needs. Seasoning is decent. Pretty good. Kind of spicy. I like it. Plantains. Good. It's hard. It's hard to mess up plantains. It's hot. That's good. Food's fresh. I got up at this like bar up the street. Garlic mashed potatoes. Good. Definitely don't feel like corn should be $7. That's different. It's good. I like it. It's just different. I give it like a 6 out of 10. I'm just mad I forgot my fruit punch. Guys, look at all the traffic. Shout out to the superheroes that block both lanes like way ahead of time. Truckers who block the lanes way ahead of time when it merges into one lane. Y'all are the real superheroes. Like, seriously. I've done it like twice with another trucker, and like seriously, it just makes all the difference. So, you know, like everybody can't cut at the last minute. It's like everybody needs to wait their turn, you know, get at the back of the line. I know some people are impatient. They try to jump, you know, to the front of the line, but it's like, that's not fair, you know? Like, all of us are waiting the same. Like look how long this line is. And you're gonna fly past us and then go to the front of the line. I had one who literally rode the shoulder and like cut in front of me, and I'm just like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't even see him coming up though, so whatever. But you know, I got about like 3 hours left, so not bad. Got my appointment in the morning.
Work hard, get dough. I can't get no sleep, please make my life more simple. Miles inside these shoes so I don't stomp, I tiptoe. Fell 1,000 times and still I roll no limp though. But I wouldn't trade a thing for what I have. I go hard, do what I need to make it last. They say the good die young, I hope I'm bad. Cheers to my past, I'm doing great now, just in case they ask. In the booth and I lay it down, I might take a nap. And they thought I was playing around, I was up like my tax. Living fast, over limit.